welcome back to my channel, MCC Designs. My name is Marissa and this is the Half Double Purl podcast, episode 2. I am so glad to have you all back with me today. I'll be going over a few finished items that I've gotten and a lot of yarn acquisitions. I did a ton of Black Friday shopping and just couldn't resist the deal, so I'll have a ton of yarn to go over towards the end. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my first finished object. And actually, this is my only finished object, and this was in the last episode. And it is this simple raglan crochet sweater. It is completely finished. It's a cropped sweater, and I did kind of like a puffy sleeve, I guess. I did some rapid decreases towards the end to make it cinch in really nicely. But I really love this sweater. It is a double crochet raglan style sweater. It's based on the tutorial by, I believe it's MJ Hooks Tutorials. I don't know. I'll link it down below or write it on the screen or something. But the tutorial is super easy to follow. And I kind of did it for the basics of like the neckline, and it's also a free pattern on her blog as well. And then I just did a few adjustments for the sleeves that I wanted for mine. But I used Arcane Fiber Works hand-dyed yarn in the color Back to My Roots for this sweater. And I love the greens and the browns. It's super earthy and cozy, and I love it. I do still have to weave in my ends, as you may have seen them flying around. So it's not 100% finished yet, but it's close enough. So I just need to weave those ends in, block it, snip them off, and it'll be ready to wear. So I think I'm gonna work on that this week. Before the holidays, and possibly wear it for the holidays. But that is, I believe, my only finished object for this week. Really love it. I really recommend the sweater. If you haven't ever crocheted a sweater before, it's a great place to start. It works up really quick because the stitches are so tall. Highly recommend. And as always, I'll have the links to all of the patterns, yarn, anything I talk about down below. If you're looking for any of them, I try to put them in order as I talk about them. So those will be down there, and I'll just jump right into some whips that I've got going on, some of which are from last episode, but most of them I think are either new or ones that I've picked up that I started like last year or something, and it's just what I'm currently working on. If you don't see it in this video and it was in last week's episode, then chances are I haven't worked on it since then. I just haven't wanted to pick it up for whatever reason. So that is kind of how I'm going to do it, just whatever whips I'm working on that week, just because I go through so many different rounds of working on projects because I get bored really easily with them and kind of just wait for it to spark joy again, I guess. If you do it a different way, that's super awesome. If you do it a different way, I'd love to know. Do you pick one project and work it all the way through? Do you have a bunch in rotation? What is your favorite method of working through projects? Okay, so this sweater, I believe it was pretty tiny last time I showed it. I do have some like barber cords hanging out, so it's kind of a hot mess because I just tried it on. But let me see if I can get to the front here. I might just take the cord off really quick. So I took the cord off so it's a little easier to look at. But this is the front. And I do not know how to pronounce the name of this sweater, and I don't remember the exact designer's name either, but I will have them on the screen. But this is a Fair Isle knitting pattern. It is my first colorwork sweater ever. I'm doing a turtleneck on it, and I'm using 3 colors for the color changes, and that's a gold, a brown, and a black there. So that's what I've gotten so far. So it goes down to about right here. I'm really loving it a lot. And the yarn I'm using for it, for the main color, I'm using Swish DK from We Crochet or Knit Picks. And this is my favorite go-to superwash merino yarn. It is so, so soft. And it's pretty price accessible for a nicer yarn like this, I think. And let's see, you get 123 yards per ball, and it's 50 grams. It's a DK weight, and this is the color Nutmeg Heather. So I'm using that for the sweater, and I think I've only used one full skein so far, but I do have 2 different ones attached for the collar and the body going down. I have not split for sleeves yet. And then for the color work, I'm using these 3 colors from Sewrella yarn. This is from their Downton Abbey collection a couple months ago. This is Black Tie, the Butler, and Lord Grantham, or either these are reversed. So I'm using those 3 colors, and I'm really liking how they're working together. When I added in the black, I kind of got scared, but it looks very blue. In person it's like kind of a blue leaning black, I guess, but I really love it now. I was gonna switch it out for a pink, but I don't think that would have looked as good. But yeah, I'm really loving this, and I really enjoy working on it. I have had moments where I put it down because I was getting frustrated. My gauge is way off from the pattern. My stitches are way taller than they are supposed to be. I think I'm off by like 6 or so stitches from gauge. So I think I'm gonna have to cut the color work off early and split for sleeves, but I don't know for sure yet. I do have a week break next week, so I'm hoping to get down to the end of the color work, split for sleeves, and be able to just go in the round with my main color. That is my goal before the next episode, just to have more of it complete. Just because I'm ready to get done with the color work. As much as I love working on it, it's just dragging on and on and on, because it's a lot to have to change colors like every few stitches and carry floats and all that. But I am really loving it, and it's creating such a squishy, cozy sweater already. I'm so excited to wear it. But yes, that is that sweater, which I do believe I showed last episode. So next up on my whips is an oldie but a goodie. I've been working on this since last year on and off, and I picked it up a couple weeks ago, or not a couple weeks ago, I guess like a week or 2 ago, and started working on it again because it is a pattern that I'm designing, and it's a very simple pattern, and it'll be available on my blog once I finish with it. It is Tunisian crochet, and it is a shawl, a big pink shawl. So I'm hoping to make this kind of like a blanket scarf situation where it's just really big, really cozy, really, really warm. And I'm using a sock weight yarn held with a Surrey lace yarn, lace weight yarn. And those colors that I'm using are a Capretta fingering weight yarn from We Crochet. It's this nice blush pink color, and it is the color blush in this, and it's a very, very soft, very nice fiber. Let's see, it's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon, so it's super, super soft. And they were having a sale on it when I went to order some more, which was really nice, because I was working on it and then I was cranking it out, and then I ran out of yarn, and I thought I had more of this in my stash from when I started the project, but either I didn't actually order any or I just couldn't find it. But I got a few more balls of this, and then I'm holding it with this Surrey lace from Sewrella yarn that I got from their original Downton Abbey collection, I believe, from like a year or so or more ago, I don't know. But this is Miss Patmore's Kitchen, which is one of my favorites. It's super soft. So I'm holding those together, and it's creating this really beautiful, cozy fabric. It's so warm to work with. Like, it's gotten to the point where it's long enough for me to almost use it as a blanket while I'm crocheting with it. And then I have it on my Sewrella Tunisian crochet hook, which is nice and pretty and pink, which I love that as well. But yeah, so that'll be a design hopefully coming in January of next year. I'm hoping to work on it and finish it before the new year and release it towards maybe mid to late January, somewhere in that range. But I'm really enjoying working on that, so I've kind of been rotating mainly between that and my color work sweater. So it's going well. I think I'm making a lot of progress. I'm using stitch markers to help me track my progress, because otherwise I feel like I just work and like don't see the difference, because the yarn is so thin and the stitches are so short with Tunisian crochet. But yes, that'll be coming out, and I'll hopefully do a tutorial for it as well. I know Tunisian crochet is on the rise right now, so I'm excited to be able to share that with you all soon. So next up is kind of like a side project I've been working on. I really want to get back into selling at markets and selling finished pieces, and I have been working on some things, with the intent to prepare for next year, next spring, summer area. So I'm working on like tote bags and keychains and all that kind of stuff that would be more like summer market style. And here is kind of one of the bags that I've been working on a little bit, and I've been making them in all different colors. So I've got that brown, green, and pink, and it's just like the bottom of it so far. But I'm really loving working on the bags. I'm just working on them here and there, taking them to work during meetings, things like that. Some of the lectures from my classes last semester, which just ended, just here and there, trying to build up a little bit of stock before it gets crazy in the summer season. So I've been doing that, and I'm hoping that I'm able to get into a bunch of markets this year or next year and be able to get back into selling, because I really do enjoy the relationship you build with people when you go to markets and you're able to chat with them and show your products and all that. So I'm looking forward to getting back into that. And next up, I have a smaller whip that I've been doing here and there, and it's kind of like my current on-the-go sock project. One of my big goals for the new year is going to be doing 12 pairs of socks throughout the year, so roughly one a month, maybe more than one month, less than another. But this is the current sock that I'm working on, and I also want to do that just to use up my sock yarn stash, because I have so many sock sets and they're just waiting to be made into cozy socks, and so I'm going to do that. So I've named this my Thanksgiving sock because I did start it the weekend of Thanksgiving. And here it is. It's just a simple vanilla sock following the Crazy Sock Ladies tutorials for 9-inch circulars. I have tried like every single way to knit socks, and I have found that 9-inch circulars work best for me personally. So this is my sock, and I'm using some hand-dyed yarn from the Kinetic knitter, and that is in the colorway Sugar Cookie. So this is that. It's super, super pretty speckles. The colors are just amazing, and there's no pulling really that I've noticed. And then I'm just holding it with like a light creamy color. I think it might be Townhouse from Sewrella yarn, but I wound it like a long time ago and I didn't keep the label with it for whatever reason. But just a white color. And I'm planning to do the toe as that as well. But yeah, this is only the first one so far, so I'm hoping to be able to do the pair of them and that be one of my socks for going into the new year, even though I started it this year. As long as I end up with 12 socks next December, the goal will be met starting now. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm keeping it in this cute little Christmas bag I got last year. And I got that from, I believe it's called Katie Bug Crafts. She's a bag maker, not a project bag maker. This is actually just supposed to be like a travel makeup bag, but I love the boxy bags for sock projects because it fits a cake nice and snug, and I really like throwing it in a bag and taking it with me. So that's that sock. And then another whip that I've worked on, which there's so many whips, it's kind of ridiculous, I know. And if this overwhelms you or would overwhelm you, I totally get it. But this is just the way that I work best as far as progressing through things. So this, I kind of just started on a whim, but it is a hot pink bottom up knit sweater. And this pattern is a free pattern from Two of Wands. I don't remember what the pattern is called, so I'll put that right here and down in the description. But super simple, it's just knit stitches, and it's a very loose gauge. So I'm using 8mm knitting needles and holding 2 strands of a DK weight yarn together. So is it DK weight? It might be Sport. I think it's Sport. Okay, so this is the yarn that I'm using, this bright hot pink color, and I had a bunch in stash and just kind of like spur of the moment, I was like, I want to use some yarn up. Let me hold this double and make a sweater. So this color is Celebrate from the Serdar Stories line. I worked with them last year, the year before last, and they sent me a bunch of colors of this. And so I've been sitting on this for a while in my stash, and I'm glad to get it in use. I really love this color. I think hot pink and hot purples are having a moment right now, and I'm totally okay with that and definitely leaning into it. I have been working on that, and I haven't gotten very far, but I also haven't worked on it for very long. This was maybe like, I don't even know, maybe an hour or two of knitting. Like, it just goes so fast because the gauge is so loose and airy, and it'll just be a great little just throw on sweater to basic sweater, and I'm looking forward to having that. So yeah, by next episode I hope to finish at least one panel and just have this kind of slowly getting progressed through when I get bored of my other projects, you know. So that's that project. And I believe that is all of my whips today, which there were quite a few. So now I'm going to go through some of the projects that I intend to start in the new year and some new yarn acquisitions and the maybe projects that I might do with those, but some of them I have loose plans for, but I got ahead of time because they were on such a great deal and I know that I'll use them down the line, and I have patterns and projects in mind. First up in the round of projects that I want to start soon after I finish some that are on the needles right now. Maybe. We will see. That is the goal, but you never know. So this yarn I have been sitting on for almost exactly a year now. It is Explorer Knits. Let me get a hand on it. Explorer Knits and Fibers, in this great green and red gold situation, and it is called Foliage. And I got this from La Mercerie last year around this time, because they always partner with Explorer Knits. Maybe not always, but they did last year and this year with Explorer Knits for some holiday, wintry, fall colorways. And I saw this and I thought, Christmas sweater. Like, it is that perfect, like, holly foliage. Like, it's just great. I love the colors together. So I have been intending to make a Christmas sweater out of this for the longest time, but I really wanted to hold like a Surrey lace or something like that with it to give it like a fluffy coziness. So I got some Surrey lace in like a creamy gray color and I held it together, but unfortunately the fuzz or just the look of the Surrey lace covered the different colors so much that you could hardly see the variegation in it, since it's, I guess, so dark and it was just a really large contrast. So I think now what I'm gonna do is either see if I can hold it double if I have enough yarn. I have 4 skeins, but I don't know that that'll be enough yarn for a full sweater, or just do a single strand of the sock weight and make a sweater out of it and just have it be kind of an ongoing project in the background through next year to Christmas, because there's definitely not time to make it this year, because there's, I don't even know what today is. There's like 5 or 6 days until Christmas, so that's not gonna happen this year, but I think I want to be able to just do a basic raglan sweater, very simple construction, and do that for next Christmas. So that is my plan with that yarn, and that has been in my stash for a while. I just haven't been able to fully enjoy it yet because I was waiting so long to get a Surrey lace to hold with it, and I got it. It didn't work, but it's okay. It'll be fine. Something really exciting I've been able to participate in this year is Advents, and I got the Advent from Pigment Ply, and they are a UK-based yarn company, and I saw her palette for her Advent last year and I absolutely fell in love with it, and I love all of her yarn that she produces. It's very moody, very earthy, love it. So I have those mini skeins to show you. If you don't want to see them for whatever reason, feel free to skip this part. I won't show be showing any spoilers. I'll be stopping on today, and today is Tuesday, the 19th, I believe, Yes, today's Tuesday the 19th, so I'll only be showing up to Tuesday, and I'll be posting this tomorrow, Wednesday, so it should be fine, no spoilers, but fair warning, I will be showing them. This is the first week of minis. They're absolutely so gorgeous. I love them so much. So you're getting the reds and then fading into the green colors. So this is 1 and then it goes to 7, which there's no easy way to hold these. I might just put a picture in here of all of them. These are just gorgeous. I love them so much. If you're not familiar with Pigment Ply, I highly recommend, if you like those earthier, moody tones, which like I do. Here are the next 4 days. This green to this purpley color. So pretty, so rich with all the colors. And I think what I'm gonna end up doing with all these minis, which I didn't really think about it, like the 24 minis is going to be a ton of minis, but the more I open, the more I'm like, okay, wow, this is actually a lot more yarn than I thought it was gonna be for some reason, because I'm used to getting smaller mini sets, which I think I'm gonna do a video just on minis that I've gotten this year because it's kind of out of hand. I just kept ordering them, but yeah, these colors are so pretty, so pretty. I love them, love them. It even matches like the shirt that I'm wearing. But I think I'm gonna do a blanket with them. And there is like little fuzz balls and hair all over them. I don't know. Okay, and these are the most recent 3. Absolutely stunning. This one might be my favorite. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. The amount of colors in just like such a small thing of yarn, beautiful, beautiful. And I almost didn't get an Advent because last Christmas I told myself that I was definitely gonna get an Advent because I was having so much FOMO seeing everybody open theirs and be able to enjoy the little minis. And then summer came around when they went up for sale and I kind of forgot that I wanted one so much. And I was like, they're kind of a lot, like I don't know, am I actually gonna want it in 6 months, like yada yada, but I got it and I love it, love it. For me, it was worth it, but it's very fun. It's been very fun to open all the little packages, and yeah, I'm really enjoying that. So those are the minis so far, and I'll be making either like a quilt style blanket where I make little granny squares, or I saw this one picture on, I'm not sure who it was, but I'll post a picture here, and it was of a chevron style where it just like transitioned throughout the days. And since this is kind of like a fade-ish, like throughout the weeks, it might work very nicely. So I don't know. If you have any suggestions for Advent projects, definitely leave a comment down below with that. Very interested to see what everybody is doing with theirs if they got one. But next up is continuing the yarn. There is still a lot to go through. I did go a little wild during Black Friday, I won't lie, and it all just got here at one time, of course. So this was an experimental purchase from Wool Warehouse. I'd seen others buy from Wool Warehouse before as well, but I had never done it. And so I got a bunch. They were super inexpensive for really nice yarns. So I was really interested to test out the quality for them. So they sent them in a beautiful organza bag. Look at this. This is a lot of yarn. I know it looks crazy, but it's not, trust. So I got 3 different yarns in this bag and for 3 different sweaters. So these are the 3 that I got, very similar colors. So I'll start with the Surrey laces that I got. Get one with a label on it. So these are the 2 colors. It's like a pinky and then like a gray white. So these are both brushed alpaca silk from Drops, which I've seen others here on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere using Drops, and I've always been intrigued to try them because they are a very affordable option for a lace weight fuzzy base. And so these come in 25-gram balls, and they are a blend of brushed alpaca and mulberry silk. This is the color 35, which I think was like their light gray color. and it is 77% alpaca, 23% silk. And this ball of yarn, regular price is $3, $3 or $4 US dollars. And that's insane. That's actually insane because this is 25 grams. 2 of these would equal your standard size for, say, this skein of hand-dyed Surrey lace, which they are very comparable in texture. And this, for reference, is, I believe, around $30, $31 for most hand dyers. And this is $3. So 2 of them together is about $6, say $7. That's an amazing price for the Surrey lace. Also, this is not sponsored. I'm just very impressed with the quality for the price that I paid for it. And which I haven't worked on a full project, so there might be more shedding. That might be the case. But just texture-wise, color-wise, really great value so far. So I got that, and then this pink sands color, and they are the same weight. But yeah, very impressed. That's a great price point. And then I also got Drops Air, which is this chainette style blown tubed yarn, which I really like. And let's see, this is baby alpaca in merino wool, 65% alpaca, 28% polyamide, which is like a fiber that helps strengthen it so it doesn't just like fall apart, and then 7% wool. And it's so soft, and like the squish is just amazing. And so for this one, I'm planning to make a cardigan with, and design my own pattern with it. And just super luxurious, soft. And I think this one, I might be wrong about this, but I think this one was about $5 or so, which is still a great value for so much alpaca, and for it to be this soft. It's very, very impressive. And I'm really enjoying it so far, and I almost want to order more just to have it on hand, because I'm going to hold these with some sweater quantities that I already have to give it that fuzziness that's very in right now. But yeah, Wool Warehouse. I 10 out of 10 recommend them. The shipping was great. It wasn't even that expensive, and it's I believe a UK based company as well. I think shipping from the UK was like $5 or $7, which is very good all around. I think if you have ordered from them and you've had a good experience or bad experience, I'd love to know. I don't know if this is like uniquely good or what, but I almost thought it was going to be too good to be true, so I was a little like, I don't know, maybe yes, but I'm really impressed by them, and I will definitely be ordering from them again. And again, not sponsored, I just really like it. I grabbed quite a few balls of yarn from Crochet as well, and there is good reason for it. It was on an amazing sale, and I've been wanting to try these particular yarn lines for a while, and I do have projects planned with them, some of which are my own designs, some of which are patterns that other designers have made, so I'll go through those. And the sale that I got these during, which may have been before Black Friday, I'm not sure, but they were doing their like month of deals. I think it was November, and there was a day where yarn was $2 a ball, and for yarns that are usually like $10, $12 a ball. So it was a great deal, and I really love the colors, and I've been eyeballing these yarns for a while. So to start us off, I got 2 colors of the alpaca blend upcycle yarn. So I got the color fuchsia and the color topaz. It's a really nice twisted yarn, and my plan is to do a sweater with this. I kind of want to use them together almost, and maybe incorporate like a creamier color as well, and do maybe some stripes or something, or individually. I think I got enough yarn to do sweaters in each one if I wanted to, or shawls, something along those lines. So yes, but they are very soft. I had never tried this yarn before. Very soft. They're 33% alpaca, 34% wool, 33% acrylic, and they are a sport weight yarn. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, sport weight. These 2 colors, love the colors, love them. So that's the first little bit. And then I got some Brava recycle recycle yarn, which is a newer line that they have, and it's a DK weight yarn. This is the color Lily Flower. It's 306 yards, 100 grams. Very, very pretty. I did get enough to make a sweater in this, and it is 100% recycled acrylic, which I don't know if it's post-consumer recycled or another form of recycled material. That is kind of all the information they had on their site, but it is also very soft. Brava is probably one of my favorite acrylic yarns to begin with, and very affordable regularly in my experience. But yes, it was $2 a ball, all these, which was great. So I got enough for a sweater for this one. I think I'm going to do a crochet cardigan with this one, because that's just such a pretty color for layering. Really love it. And I don't do a lot of work with blues, so I'm excited for that. And then next up is a color that I have had before, and it's one of my favorite yarns from We Crochet, and it's Mighty Stitch. And this hot pink, bubblegum pink is the color. And it's so bright and fun, and I love it. And I think what I'm gonna do is make matching hats for me and my mom. We both love pink, and I love this color so much. So I got 2 of those to make some hats with. Super nice yarn. This is really, really soft. It is a fuzzier yarn. You can see the halo on it, so keep that in mind. But it's 208 yards, 100 grams, worsted weight, and it is 80% acrylic and 20% superwash wool. So you do get that mix of acrylic and wool, and the wool makes it warmer and a little more luxury, I guess. I don't know. But you can machine wash this on cold, which I have washed this before, and it's held up really well. So I'm excited for that. And $2 a ball, can't beat it. And then I think my favorite yarn that I got from that same sale is Snuggle Puff from We Crochet and Knit Picks, and it is this beautiful, almost roving style fuzzy yarn, and it is the softest thing. I had not tried it before, and I'm so glad I got it. It's the color Colt, and it's 142 yards. It's an Aran heavy worsted in a 50-gram ball. And there is a particular pattern that I want to make with this, and it is a Henley style sweater. And I will pop it up here on screen. And that sweater is from the Stitchberry blog, and I'm really excited to make it because it's super, super cute, and she uses a very similar yarn to it that's like fluffy, and I'm really excited. So that was that, and these were also $2 a ball, which was great. And then lastly, I have 2 more projects to discuss, and that is one with We Crochet yarn as well. And also, I bought all of these myself. They did not send these to me. I just love their yarns. So this is some Wool of the Andes. And this was on sale as well. Not as good as $2 a ball, but I have been holding on to some Spin Cycle in my stash for a while, and I've needed something to hold with it in a project for color work. And this color, it's like a very deep green. It's Midnight Heather. I'm not sure if I said that. It's 100% Peruvian Highland wool. It is sport weight, and it's very scratchy. It's a scratchy wool, but I like that. I wanted to have that. So it's definitely more rustic. If you haven't tried it before, there is superwash versions of this, and it's a lot more soft. But I wanted the rustic to go with this Spin Cycle. So this colorway for Spin Cycle is Every Rose, and it has a lot of really fun colors in it, and it has a bit of that darker green. So I thought that this would pull together nicely in a sweater. I'm not sure exactly what sweater, probably one by Andrea Mowry, but I have heard mixed reviews on her sweater pattern, so I'm not 100% sure, but it will be some form of color work in this sweater. So I got enough for a sweater, and I have a couple skeins of this to use with it. So I'm really excited for those to go together, especially because I have had this in stash for a while. I think I got it in the summertime at this shop in North Carolina towards the coast that sells the Spin Cycle in person, and that was my first time grabbing it. So I'm really excited to use it in the new year. and make a really cozy warm sweater with it. And then last but not least, with all the yarn purchases and acquisitions I've gotten, I got this really fun Christmassy holiday mini set from Ruby and Roses. This is from her holiday collection. I don't believe it's still open, or if you can get this yarn, I'm not sure, but she does still have a lot of made-to-order yarns in her shop, or ready-to-ship yarns as well. This is her Festive Cheer mini set, and I love the brightness of the colors. It's so Christmassy and fun, and I love it. It's great. And these are all 85/15 superwash merino nylon, and I love her yarn. It's really, really pretty. And I do have a code that you can use if you want to shop her yarn. I did purchase these, but I am an affiliate and an ambassador with her yarn lines. And if you use code MCCDESIGNZ, you should be able to get $5 off on your first purchase, which is really nice. And I'll have all that info linked down below. But yeah, that is the last bit of yarn that I have. And to talk about kind of some other things that I've been loving, I got some Sewrella hand cream from their winter collection in the scent Birch, and it smells so good. If you like really, it's pretty strong scent, but if you like eucalyptus and that kind of tree fir scent in wintertime, I definitely recommend this. The hand cream is great. It like rubs in so easily when you're crocheting and knitting, and my hands dry out so much in the winter, and this I can just put on and like immediately put my project on. But super good. I've been loving that. And as far as what I've been watching, I've been really into Vlogmas and watching all of those for a bunch of different knit and crocheters, and my favorites have probably been Knit California's podcast and her style of doing Vlogmas, and also Young Folk Knits. I always love her podcast. I've recently started just listening to her audio one that she was doing last summer, and I think she's still doing it. I'm not sure. I'm still on the summer episodes, so that's been really fun to be able to listen to because they just answer a bunch of questions, and it's really nice. And that's about it. I haven't really been watching any TV shows, been doing a lot of reading. But yeah, that is it. That's all I can think of for things that I've been watching and doing. I've been doing a lot of work, homework, that kind of thing, ending up the year, and I'm excited to have a week off. And I hope you all have a great holiday break if you get one, and just really enjoy this season to be with friends and family, or to just enjoy a season of relaxation. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe down below. I will be posting these episodes bi-weekly and also including more tutorials on my channel. You can find me on all social media platforms at MCC DESIGNZ, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!